This podcast is sponsored by New Hampshire Vape Gallery, NaturalBossNH.com, and SlowDownClothing.BigCartel.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 48 of Talking with Topher. What is happening, TwT fans? It is Monday, March 1st, and I am so excited to be back. We're going to get into some current events. We're going to talk about a physical that I made awkward. But before we get all that started, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching, listening, subscribing, setting those alarms, and just checking this podcast out. I appreciate it so much. Let's keep it up. Let's make it bigger. Let's spread this thing around. And as always, if you are new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, hit those like buttons, set those alarms so you know when the new episodes are uploaded. Give comments. It's all very important to help push this podcast up. And I appreciate everybody who does this. I can't thank you enough. You can also follow me on all social media. That's right. You want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, or Facebook? Go right ahead. All the listings are right here on the screen where you can find me. And just give a follow. There's daily things going on. And it's just another great way to get some extra content. And I got an email. That's right. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. TALKIN with Topher@gmail.com. It's the official email of this podcast, everyone. This is where you send your questions, your comments, your stories, whatever you want to talk about. Put it in the subject line. We'll get the conversation started. And like everything I do, it'll be super fun. So that is TALKIN with Topher@gmail.com. And now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. So I was speaking a little bit earlier about my physical. I'm actually very excited about this because, well, as you know, health is quite important to me. And I don't think I had a physical in the last 2 years. So this was my first one in 2 years. New doctor, super excited about that. This guy really helped me out a lot. I like the fact that he listens to me. I like the fact that he asks a shit ton of questions that I find that are very important. And he ordered all the blood work that I want. And I just, it's so nice to ask a doctor, like, hey, can I get this extra blood test? And they just go, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, you understand insurance isn't going to cover this? Yes, then, okay. As long as you understand that, I'll put in the order. I don't see why not. And just to have those things happening was just an overall completely different experience for me at doctors. But I go in there, I go over a few things. I don't have any of the blood work. I'm going to be getting into that in a minute. But my overall visit was quite impressive to me. I don't know what my last couple visits were. I probably should have looked, but this one was great. My BP was 110/80, which is really, really excellent. The pulse was 65. My temperature was 97.6. The height was what really got me because 2 years ago, even 3 years ago now, I was pushing under 5'8". No, under 5'9". I apologize. Under 5'9". And it wasn't a lot under 5'9", but it was a good amount where I was like, damn, I lost an inch, because I used to be 5'10". And then as time progressed and I got older, my discs were depleting. I went to a doctor. They did some x-rays. They saw that my lower back discs. The bottom 3 were really, really getting squished. One of them was turning from gray to black, and I got another one that was turning from white to gray. He told me I was going to be in a wheelchair by the time I was 36. Well, here I am, friggin' 40, almost, 41, and yeah, I'm not getting in a wheelchair anytime soon. That's for damn sure, unless something severe actually happens or an accident, which I hope doesn't happen. Knock on some wood. Not being superstitious, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you say something and you should definitely do it. But yeah, so they told me, I had to quit smoking. I had to do all this stuff. It was depleting my discs. I was getting really bad arthritis in my lower back, so everything was starting to shrink. So I got measured, and I turned out to be like 5'8" and just under the 5'9" mark. And I went and I got measured, and they said my height was 5'9.29. That is incredible to hear. That means the decompression, the stretching, all of the things that I've been doing to correct my back, the exercising to make the muscles around the spine stronger has paid off. And that is just so exciting to have happen. When any of us are exercising and working out and doing all of these things, I want to believe that the majority of us out there are doing this to better ourselves and not just be completely vain. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy being healthy. I enjoy the way I look in a mirror now. It's great. It's a good accomplishment. But my curiosity always lies with whether or not what I'm doing is actually helping my health. Am I increasing my longevity of being on this planet? And according to the doctor, I was. My SpO2 was 100%. I finally broke 150 pounds. This is taking at least 2 decades to work on. Now, I've always been a skinny dude all through high school, 125. Never broke it until I was like 22, 23. I finally got sent to jail, and in there I went from 125 to 145. And then when I got out of jail, I dropped back down to 125, stayed around that weight for many years, and now I've been consistently working on, the diet change, everything like that, and I have finally gotten myself to a point where now I'm increasing my weight, not just from eating, but now from lifting weights. I'm seeing a slow increase, like weekly. I'm seeing like maybe a half a pound a week, and that's really exciting for me because my goal is 165. If I can get to 165, I'm going to be super happy. It's not going to happen overnight. I know I got to lift heavier things if I want to get bigger faster. I'm not really trying to get bigger faster. I'm just trying to get big, and I think it's just everything takes me a lot of time, and I enjoy the slow progression of things. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm like, I got to get it done now, and then there's other things I do for a very long time, and I'm like, I am just happy with the slow increase, week to week or month to month. I like that process, and I like looking at that progression over time, and I don't know, it's just the way it sits with me. So my weight, I needed to get my diet straight. Then I wanted to get my weight up. Then then I have to get my muscle up. And now I've got my diet and all that other shit in line, and everything's actually working. And I sit at a comfortable 145 without working out, without doing anything. I sit at 145. Now with the working out, now I'm starting to break 150, and it's super exciting because if I keep on this path, I'm going to eventually reach my goal of possibly 165. Obviously, the weights that I've been lifting, I was started at 15 pounds. Now I'm up to 25 pounds for my 23-minute kettlebell workout with 4 minutes cool down time, mind you. So it's a 19-minute workout. I'm not trying to say that I'm doing anything crazy like Jocko Willix or all these Instagram guys you see out there, the On It stuff. They're lifting friggin' 65-pound kettlebells and doing all these crazy workouts. That's not what I'm doing, but it's good enough for me right now. We're gonna work our way up to those things. But back to the exam. So he told me that my health is really good. He liked how active I was, and I was just really excited because if there was any point in time in my life I needed an A+ in anything, it's definitely my physical. Schoolwork's important, all that stuff's important, but nothing is going to be that important if you're not healthy and, if you're not healthy. If you're not healthy, you're going to have issues, and therefore your health will get in the way of your progress. So if you're healthy, you can keep progressing without any interruptions, unless, of course, there's something major. But so he was pretty. He told me he was very impressed with the way I'm taking care of myself, the health, obviously all the steps I've taken to better my gut, change my diet, and keeping active in my everyday life. So what he did is he did a routine blood scan. So we're going to end up I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm actually going to fast around 7, 8 o'clock tonight. And I will be going to get my blood drawn 8 o'clock tomorrow morning at the labs. And he also added in the testosterone test that I wanted. I guess I got to do a hepatitis C screening, which just one of those things. It's overdue. And I'm one of those people that likes to check boxes off. So when I was like, hey, what about this test? And he's like, yeah, we can do it if you want, but most people don't worry about that too much anymore unless you think you contracted it. And I'm like, no, I don't think so, but it's in the red, so let's make it green and let's make it go away. So he's all about getting things off a checklist, and I'm the same way. So I was super excited. He's like, yeah, we'll get you the hepatitis C. We'll give you your testosterone if this is what you want. And you do understand that it's not covered by insurance. And I said, yeah, just order it. I need to know. All right. Because I was taking HCG and an estrogen blocker, and also along with B12. Probably about 1.5 years ago, I was injecting all this stuff into me, trying to get my testosterone up, where I had gotten into a really big fight with the doctor before, turned into a whole thing, and eventually she ordered it for me, and I got my testosterone tested. It was a 1440, which is not bad. It's average, but being so active, when my new doctor saw those results, he even said it was kind of low. And the doctor that was prescribing me the injectables, he said it was kind of low for the amount of activity that I do daily. So I was like, all right, let's try to boost it up. And then we did all of this injections. I did all this stuff, maintaining, notating. And then before I got rid of her, she would not give me a second testosterone test. So now I got the new doctor. I got to work with him. We got to go through a whole bunch of stuff. And here we are, I want to say almost 3 years later, after injections, maybe 2, maybe 3 stretching it. My time keeping in my head is always off. It's either short or long. But now that we're now that he is more knowledgeable of what's going on with me and how serious I am about taking care of my health, he has no problem ordering these tests for me. He just doesn't care. And I was like, this is great. I'm going to get all my test work done. So what's going to happen is I'm going to fast, I'm going to give my blood tomorrow, and then when I get my test results back, I'm going to go over them on the podcast with all of you, because this will be the first time that I have seen my lab results, not my regular blood work. My regular blood work, I just had it done for surgery and stuff like that, so it's kind of a repeat. I'll go through it all. I find all of this to be extremely interesting. The only thing I'm going to give everybody a warning on is I'm literally just going to kind of read the letters, the acronyms, and tell you what it is. If you want to know in depth more of what those mean, you'll have to do a lot of that research yourself. I think I know I'm not smart enough to get into it, but I can read off what it is, tell you where I'm at, and tell you where you're supposed to be at according to, the doctor's printout. So I think that'll be kind of exciting for me, myself, and for anybody else out there who's curious as to how to get these tests or what to expect when you get the results back in. So I'm going to go over all of that, but I'm going to keep it pretty simplistic to an extent, because I don't know exactly what I'm talking about 100% or what everything means. So, but it will be fun to go over that, and I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of a view into all the work that has been done to make myself healthy, to get my numbers up, and to be the healthiest that I can be today. I'm really curious to see where my vitamin D's at, where all that stuff is at. All this stuff I've been taking since they've been telling us, COVID and prevention, and take these things and this will help keep you healthy and it'll help you fight this. So I'm kind of curious, did I build everything up to a good spot? Is all of that possibly working to my defense? So I think a lot of those questions will get answered when I get the blood work back in. So I'm really excited about that. And it was just, like I said, really nice to be able to work with a doctor that you just feel comfortable with. You feel comfortable, you can have a conversation with him or her, and you feel like you're getting somewhere. And now I finally feel that way. I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere, and I feel like the doctor is finally listening to me. I'm not telling him what to do. I'm not looking things up online and saying this is what I read. I'm just saying this is what I've actually done. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to do to find out if it's all working. And he's like, yeah, that makes total sense. Let's see if everything you did worked. And that's exciting for me. So that's how the physical kind of went. And then this is how I made it awkward. So what I did was, all right, you gotta get into the gown, you gotta sit on the cold table with the crackly paper and all that wonderful stuff. And I'm sitting there, and he comes into the room, and he starts asking questions, and we're going over everything. And it takes 15, 20 minutes to go through his questions. And then he looks at me, and he goes, all right, so how is everything working downstairs? And I said, oh, I think it's working great. I got no problems. It gets up when it needs to. I'm going to the bathroom regularly. I got no blood. I got no irritation. All that normal stuff, right? That's normal. And then he asked me, have you checked yourself? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, you ever squeeze down there to see if you got anything going on? And, I mean, I have, but I don't think I, checked it with, an open eye. It was more in the shower, you're kind of washing yourself, and that's it. I'm not, down there checking it out. And he asked me if I wanted him to do it. And I looked at him, and I said, no. I said, no. So he goes into different questions. I'm answering them. And the entire time I'm sitting there after this, I'm thinking to myself, You're an idiot. What are you doing? Why are you not having him inspect you? Do you really know what you're inspecting? Do you have any idea what you're actually looking for? You are sitting in front of the doctor right now, the man that can tell you whether or not you have an issue. And if you leave this room and get into your car, you are going to doubt whether or not everything is working properly down there, or if you do have any issues, because you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're looking for, and I'm going to be honest with myself right now, you never really checked. So in the middle of him asking me a few questions, we get through them. I go, can I go back on something? And he's like, yeah, what? And I go, could you check me? And just embarrassment rolls over me. I get a little clammy handed, because now I'm like, I was already here. I could have just said yes and gotten it over with. But instead I say no because I don't want him to touch me, and for some weird reason. Like, that's, you know what I mean? There's nothing there. It's a doctor checking on a patient. That's it. And I make it something else in my mind, and I answered no quickly without thinking about it. Now I've thought about it, and it's definitely a yes. I want this guy to check me out because he's the doctor. That's what makes sense. So now I ask him. He says, yeah, no problem. This is why we ask everybody. Some people are uncomfortable having it done. Other people feel that they can do it themselves just fine. And then we get people like you who second guess themselves and want us to do it. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, all right, just stand up, drop your shorts. And I'm like, all right, cool. As I go to pull down my shorts, the gown falls off. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I grab the gown, I wrap it over my arm, and I just stand there. And I let him inspect me, and then I throw my shorts back on, I throw the gown back on, and I sit down. And that is how I turn a perfectly normal physical into a completely awkward situation. And I just found it to be really funny because, it's not bad enough that, like, I could have just said yes off the bat, but then I came back to it and was like, no, I want to change my no to a yes. But then as he's sitting there checking me, the gown just falls off, and it just, and I was like, Jesus Christ. So it was completely embarrassing. I felt like I made the whole moment just totally, totally awkward, and it didn't have to go that route. But leave it to me to turn even the simplest things into just a moment, whether it's a crazy moment, a awkward moment. It doesn't matter. I can take any scenario and just make it weird if my brain gives in. So, but yeah, I just made it completely awkward. So it was funny to me. I wanted to, explain, tell you out there, it's just one of those moments in life where you're like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do better than the doctor. And now I have to ask to have it done instead of just answering yes. So my advice from this story, just let the doctor do their job. That's what they're there for. That's one of the reasons why I don't look things up online and then run when I have an appointment, go to the doctor and be like, and I blow it out. I tell them what's going on with me, and I let them do their job. They don't go to 10 years of fucking school so that we can walk into their office and be like, this is what's wrong with me. Do this. They don't need that. So I try not to do that. But instead, I'll just, make things completely awkward and derobe in front of them. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me right now. That's what I was dealing with last week was, physical and getting ready to get some blood work done to find out how well everything inside is working. And I'm very excited for it. It's going to be, for me, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited because I think I got things at a really good spot, and so I can't wait to see if I'm correct and see if everything that I've been doing actually did its job. Did I do it right? It's a little chilly here. I had to friggin' go get a sweatshirt. I leave it upstairs at like 66. I don't like it much warmer than that upstairs, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. But yeah, so it's a little chilly up here. Went and got a sweatshirt. Anyway, so I don't know if this is really bad news, but I'm working on it. Getting guests is really hard. It's really hard when you're doing your podcast out of your house. Can only have so many people at your house, especially during these times. A lot of people don't want to get together, want to do Zoom. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to record the Zoom and get that situated so that I can start having more guests. There's a couple people I want to talk to. This guy James, who I did his podcast, almost a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer, and give him a little shout out. Another Broke Kid is his podcast, but we're trying to set something up, and as soon as I can figure out how to do the recording thing and figure out how to get it into editing and stuff like that, we're going to try and put that together. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. You can always come in our store provided you wear a mask. We're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. We've got Honey Root CBD. That's right, loose leaf CBD, cartridges, disposables, tinctures, and vapable CBD in stock, along with your multi-mats. That's right, multi-mats. These things are awesome. I have one on my table here. We have travel size silicone mats. We've got 9x13 silicone mats. We've got the giant table size. We got printed. We got just borders. We've got mouse pads or rig pads. Those things are great if you don't want to put your rig down on a table and risk cracking it. You put a pad under it and it solves everything. All of these products and Slow Down Clothing is also available in store at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. And you can only find us in Seabrook. That's right, Seabrook, New Hampshire, 180 Lafayette Road, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And I look forward to seeing you there. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. I absolutely love this website. They have got the best hand sanitizer I have ever used, ever. They've also got 4 other amazing products. They got a salve that's great for dry skin. They've got beard oil to keep your beard from getting snarled. It keeps it nice and smooth. Possibilities of darkening it up. They got a foot and body soak like Epsom salt. It's amazing, great to help you relax. And of course their lip balm for those cold days where your lips get chapped. This is going to help keep them moist. So you can get any one of these 5 amazing products, or just go to naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com and get all 5 today. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Super excited about this website. I love all their products, including their brand new embroidered sweatpants and mid-size and heavyweight sweatshirts, midweight and heavyweight sweatshirts. They're awesome. But not only do they have that, they have women's leggings with full prints from ankle to hip. They've got winter hats. These neck gaiters are amazing. Look at all 4 of them to choose from. These prints are awesome. Their trucker hats are real nice. They got full Slow Down Crazy Skull and Slow Down Cobra Skull jerseys. Just amazing looking. They got their logo shirts. And just everything that you're looking for originality and custom printing that's high quality and lasts through every wash. And you can only get them here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. And now, back to the show. So the physical was super important because, health, right? We all want to be healthy. We all want to stay healthy. We all want to live longer. And I just recently got a phone call that one of my relatives is not doing so well, and diagnosed with ALS, I guess almost 3 years ago, and unfortunately, it seems like only got about a week to live. Not exactly the best news, but really made me think more about my health and what I can do to better it, and getting the physical, staying healthy, getting all this blood work done, and then tweaking the blood work if necessary after getting the lab results back. I believe is a great way to find out, or to at least get your health in check. But it just goes to show me how important it is, This person's in mid-60s, could be a little bit older, might be a little bit older, maybe early 70s, but still not that old. I know 70 is old, and we say that 70, what is Biden? Biden's like 74, 76, something like that. And we're like, oh, he's dead. So I know this person's up there in age, but at the same time, it's like, man, you really got to take care of yourselves. You can't do much if you get Lou Gehrig's disease. How does that even happen? Maybe I should look that up. How do you get Lou Gehrig's disease? Let's check that out real quick. How about what causes? Not, because I don't think, you know what I mean? What causes it? What causes Lou Gehrig's disease? Here we go. So let's check this out. All right, so 15 Lou Gehrig's disease causes. Symptoms, what is ALS? It's one and the same. 15 causes here. So inheriting it is a number one. Oh, good. This is going to be one of those stupid things that you literally have to click through each. I'm just reading the headlines. I'm not getting into this. Let's see. Chemical imbalance can lead to it. Higher than normal levels of glutamate in the brain can be toxic to some of the nerve cells. When you have a chemical imbalance in the brain, it can lead to other problems such as depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders. With Lou Gehrig's disease, it can be prevented. Even if you try to take yoga and other forms of stress reducing, it can still cause Lou Gehrig's disease. So wait a minute, what did I just read? With Lou Gehrig's disease, it can be prevented. Huh. Even if you take yoga, it can still cause it. The chemical imbalance may have been in your body since you were a child. It cannot be reversed. That is something that a person can't control. A lot of people take antidepressants to help with their mental disorders. The medication allows the person to see things in a different light. You can take antidepressants, but the damage has already been done, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. What the fuck? Holy crap. Gene mutation can cause Lou Gehrig's disease. A gene mutation is when there is a permanent alteration to a person's DNA to make up the gene. The sequence is indifferent than when it's found in others. The size of the gene mutation varies in size. It can affect just a single building block of DNA and multiple chromosomes, which happens in likeliness. A doctor can conduct image tests of the chromosomes that are affected. Mutated, happy, healthy individuals. The only way to know if you have it is if you have early symptoms. If you notice you're having issues with your body that you haven't had before and the symptoms don't go away on its own, this should cause you to become alarmed and seek medical attention right away. Holy. Oh, this is brutal, huh? Shit. Now I feel bad. Disorganized immune response in a cause of Lou Gehrig's disease. Jesus. So whenever you feel like there's something wrong with your body, don't be afraid to seek medical attention. In a healthy on the other hand, if the muscle soreness doesn't go away in a few days, it's likely you have Lou Gehrig's disease. What? Whenever you feel as if there is something wrong with your body, don't be afraid to seek medical attention. For instance, if you happen to exercise really hard one day and the next day you have sore muscles, this is normal. On the other hand, if the muscle soreness doesn't go away in a few days, it's likely that you have Lou Gehrig's disease. Wow. Serving in the military can cause Lou Gehrig's disease? What? What else causes it? High levels of exercise can cause it? Why? When you do high levels of exercise, you end up affecting your muscles. They will become sore, and over time, you won't be able to do any form of exercise. For instance, it has been shown that if you do high-intensity exercise on a regular basis with strength training, you can lose weight faster. In the process, your muscles are tearing with both forms of exercise. The same thing happens to a person who runs on a daily basis. One day they will be doing their high level of exercise and just stop all of a sudden. The reason this will happen is the muscles have become weak. If you try to make any sudden movement, it could cause them to fall. Even resting for a few days won't help when you have this disease. Permanent damage has been done. Wild, huh? Electrical and mechanical trauma can lead to Lou Gehrig's disease. I'll kind of flip through a few of these. High levels of agriculture chemicals can also lead to it. Oh, so that would be like, the bugs, agriculture chemicals spread. The fruits and vegetables have spray to get rid of the bugs. You end up breathing them. Exposure to heavy metals. Wow. Heavy metals developing Lou Gehrig's have codium and the body cannot process heavy metals. As a result, the accumulate in the bloodstream and organs. People with high exposure rates heavy metals may notice that they experience high blood levels of these toxins. I know a lot of guys that work in machine shops. I hope they wear the protective stuff. Their PPE, I guess it would be called. Let's see. Protein inefficiency. Oh yeah. And this one, I think you can tell by your fingernails. Patients with low Lou Gehrig's disease find that they start developing issues in the body's handling of the proteins. When nerve cells don't process proteins efficiently, it may result in accumulation of proteins, causing death in nerve cells. Under most circumstances, nerve cells use protein to repair the damage. However, in patients with ALS, the nerve cells are unable to process the proteins effectively. As the nerve cells die due to improper protein synthesis, it starts to show up in the patient's cognitive capacity. The patient may experience a steady decline in their mental health. The patient may also begin to develop issues with memory, recall, and decision-making as well. As the nerves continue to break down, it results in a loss of electrical signals sent to the limbs and extremities, resulting in the lameness and numbness associated with Lou Gehrig's disease. The protein degradation pathway is responsible for the development of ALS-affected individuals. The mechanism in the same pathway and experiences abnormalities in the patients that are dealing with the Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's. So that's that meaning that they kind of go hand in hand? Ooh, there you go. Smoking. Smoking cigarettes. You could get it. That makes sense. Cigarettes can give you every disease except for COVID and the flu. Let's see. Exposure to pesticides, which we just went over. They did it again, so I think that's more like 14. Viruses. Viruses can cause an onset of encephalitis, may also be responsible for the development of Lou Gehrig's disease in some patients. Some illnesses, such as meningitis, cause swelling of the brain tissues, resulting in damage to the nerve endings in the brain. The damage may be permanent after the infection clears, resulting in onset of other diseases like ALS in the patient. Some insect bites may also cause the onset of why is it now I can't say the word? Encephalitis. Damn it. Onset of syphilis in humans as well. If you get bit by an infected tick or a mosquito, they could transmit diseases to you that cause swelling of the brain, such as West Nile and cerebral malaria. Jesus. These diseases often occur in regions of the world where it's difficult to access medical services, resulting in severe condition that could result in an adverse health complications. If you experience the onset of any disease that causes encephalitis, you must receive treatment as soon as possible to limit the complications associated with the infection. Damn. And I believe this is number 14. You got some toxin exposure. That makes sense. Not wearing the proper PPE. And then, oh good, radiation exposure. So there you go. 15 ways to catch Lou Gehrig's disease according to Simply Health Today. I don't know how true that is. I'm not looking into that. But it's definitely an eye-opener. I will be honest with you, I've never looked into it. It's pretty crazy, though, that unfortunately somebody in my family may pass because of it. But yeah. So got to find that out. Actually, I found that out today. I think I was told about this like a year and a half ago, but like everything in my life right now, I feel like I'm learning a lot of it for the very first time. So I'm still learning how to retain information, where before it was easy for me to just hear something, push it off, drink, and forget. So my retention rate was extremely low, where now I find that I can retain a little bit more information, but not a lot. But I do find that I am retaining more information than I was when I was drinking. So it has increased, which is really good, but I still need to do a lot of reading and a lot of research on my own as well. And let's get into current events today. All right, let's go over to here. We'll go. I wanted to check this out. I thought this would have been kind of funny, but who knows? My thoughts of funny are a little different than others. Snoop Dogg stormed off of Twitch. So, oh, I'm so stupid. I got my laptop in front of me so I could go over all my doctor stuff, and now I'm typing into that keyboard. Oh boy! All right, let's get this right. I need this keyboard. Yeah, you're dumb. That's fine. That's fine. It's all gravy. All right, here we go. I'm going to. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay, good. Sorry. I will try to get myself much more organized for this segment in the future. But like I said, I am working on everything myself, so this is how it goes. Let's see. Yeah. So let's see. I don't know. I might need to just go to the actual thing that I'm looking at here. I wanted to bring up the video because, well, that's what I do. And I know, I understand. Sources, blah, blah, blah. Get it. Got it. Not worried about it right now. Well, but I did want to see this. And if you haven't heard or seen this either, then this could be entertaining. Let's see. Oh, shit. For that, I apologize. Hold on. You know, it's really hard to do this stuff when nothing's set up. Let's see. The Grammy-winning artist posted a video of himself on Instagram to share his thoughts. He was listening to India Menzel singing "Let It Go" from Disney.
I had to come sit in my car and listen to this, man. Let it go.
India Menzel, it seems, is also using music to cope. She replied to Snoop Dogg with this video of herself listening to his hit "Drop It Like It's Hot." What does this have to do with Twitch? We're all going to get out of this soon.
Let it go. We'll be outside soon.
Okay. I don't understand. Oh boy, did I just blow my segment up? I think I did. I think I just blew my segment up. All right, so I'm an idiot, first of all, so this is great. So I look up an art. This is probably the problem with fucking with what I was doing anyways. You know what I mean? I use CNN, and this is what they do. I read a title. I was interested in what's going on, and now I am sitting here watching a video of him relieving stress for Frozen. But that's not what the article was about, but that's the clickbait. So they got me on the clickbait, and there's literally nothing to watch. Let's see. Snoop Dogg rapped on 2006 remix Pussycat Dolls hit songs. Want to play the player for the hood. Just don't make 'em mad. That appears to be what happened Sunday as the legendary rapper was playing a bit of Madden football on Twitch. For those who aren't down with Twitch, it allows gamers to live stream themselves playing video games while also simultaneously interacting with their followers. Snoop is a huge football fan, co-hosted the recent Puppy Bowl. He's even had his own league that grew out of him coaching inner city youngsters in the sport. But any given Sunday isn't always the best, as Snoop found out while playing the Madden video game. After his opposing team scored 3 touchdowns to the Raptors' zeros, Snoop clearly had enough, as he had offered up some expletives and stormed off. Only problem was he forgot to turn off his stream, which then ran for more than 7 hours, thus providing that with so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G. CNN has reached out to the rep for the artist comment. So, okay, so I just got duped. And this right here, this is the shit that pisses me off more than anything. I just got duped. And I just duped you. And I don't think that's fair. But this is CNN. You see? This is the problem with the fucking news today. They don't have a story. They don't have anything. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. The guy left his stream on for 7 hours, and they don't even have a story. All they know is that he left it on for 7 hours. So they throw in a video of him cooling down to some Frozen, and then the Frozen lady, or actress, or singer, whatever the fuck it is, it's a voice fill-in, and she's singing Snoop's song, and that's how they're relieving stress, and they're talking about, finally being able to get out of lockdown, and then you read the friggin' article, and you have absolutely nothing to go off of. They don't even have a comment from him. So I'm sorry for wasting your time. Man, I hope you found that a little bit entertaining and maybe a little bit of an eye-opener that something so simplistic is also lied about and just clickbaity and just bullshit. And it's like, okay, if they're going to do this with a story so minimal, then what do they do with the larger stories, right? I don't know. That really friggin' that made me upset. Oh, I'm upset. All right, so I have to keep pressing pause because I'm just jumping around here and trying to see if there's some stuff to talk about. Let's see. What else is going on in the news today, man? There's just... See, I gotta... this segment's not gonna make it. I can't even breathe life into it. Hold on. All right, let's check this out. This is a 16-year-old, I guess, who choked out a 34-year-old. This is great. I love this type of stuff. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be great. Look at that. Oh, snaps. Come on.
I'm not a bitch like you. I'm not a fucking bitch like you.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you fucked up. Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Holy shit. Yeah, ride him like a backpack. Oh, he's going to sleep. And... No, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Oh, that's not right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. I don't think that's right. You shouldn't be punching him after you knock him out. He is coming back at him, though, huh? We're going to shake hands? Oh, snaps. Oh, this goes on for another 20 seconds. Think he's going to do it?
Yeah, bitch.
That's hilarious. All right. And that was that. Woo.
Fucking man does it. You fucking went for a takedown.
Wow. Well, I found that to be super funny. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know. I'm trying. Let me see what else is going on. Let's see if we can find this. Anybody else hear about the bar fight here? Anybody else see this shit?
Boy, am I glad I'm not in the bars anymore, my man.
Yeah?
Dude, so.
Wait a minute. I can't play this.
I
I can't play this. Hello? Oh crap. See, this is how this segment dies. One, I'm clicking all over the place. Two, I don't even have it set up. Should probably have it set up first. I think this is it. There we go. Yeah, this was awesome. And I think everybody that believes that these guys were a couple bullies that got their asses handed to them is correct. I think it's absolutely correct. You can definitely tell that, you know, the guys that the guy that beats up the other guys, you know, wearing the boots and all that stuff. You can definitely tell that they were just trying to get into the bathroom. He already had like an issue going on and he needed to get in there. I think it was a bloody nose. But he completely, they both just teach these guys a true, absolute lesson. And it's just true. You just don't want to be picking fights with people. You don't know who they are. And I'll tell you right now, there is a lot of people that you would never think would fight or have any interest in it that are absolute assassins and killers. So to pick a fight based upon someone's look is definitely not the way to be doing it today. There is a lot of people training out there today, and you do not know who you're going to run into. I mean, straight up game players, nerds, all of them. Most of them are trained killers now. They got bullied, they got pushed around so much that they went and trained jiu-jitsu or MMA or any of this stuff to give themselves the confidence to be able to push through your bullying, and now they can just choke you out, kill you. And I think that's really cool, and if I can get the video to play, which I probably won't be able to. Nope. So, but they totally tooled him out. I think he was going in there for a bloody nose. And, oh, here we go. Oh, crap. Wow, it's so loud. Woo. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's so good. Like, good takedown. But it's so gross, though. I mean, you're in a bathroom, right? So I wouldn't be able to even start this because I would be trying to avoid touching that bathroom floor. I'll be honest with you. It's the only thought that goes through my head the entire time that this is happening is like, I am just completely like disgusted about the fact that they're rolling around on a bathroom floor. I am very happy that he did hand him, but these two, I mean, dude. I mean, broken eye socket. It's not good. It's not good. But I'll tell you what is good. Those guys getting the best of them and showing them, you know, just because you're a bully doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? You know, they couldn't put their words into action. And I just thought it was really cool. These are my 3 current events today. I just hope everybody, it's crazy, right? Be careful of who you pick a fight with because you have no idea who's out there training and getting into it and just, you know, it's just like myself. I'm not a very big looking dude, and I'm pretty geeky, and I'll kill you. I'll string you out if I get the chance. But at the same time, and this is true for all fighting, we don't want to get into a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do all this technique, I do all this training, and I'm pretty confident with what I can do. But at the same time, I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not trying to get into a fight. I'm not looking for people to fight me. If someone's coming up to me and they're being very hostile, I'm not like just jumping in and engaging. I'm trying to diffuse the situation, get out of there the best I can. It is an absolute last resort to do that. So when you get pushed to a point where you're just like, all right, man, I'm gonna have to show you what happens now, and you do it, then it's gone too far, and it's usually the other person's fault at that point. And I'm just glad that older guy got his ass handed to him, because what are you doing picking on a 16-year-old? That's stupid. I don't know where the fight started or how it ended, but I know how it ended, and I don't agree with, if you need to defend yourself, and I think this is where like what if I had done that to that 34-year-old and I was 16, when he was passed out, that's where you stop. So if you do find yourself in this situation and you choke someone unconscious, don't keep punching them. That's not good. It looks like he woke up in enough time, but like if there were people around, like in that bathroom, and one of those guys choked out the other one to make him unconscious, and then they just sat there wailing on their face, I'm pretty sure that's not going to go over well in the courtroom, because once the person has been knocked out or choked out, that's it. The fight is diffused. It's over. So I think for legal things, especially with crowds and people recording everything today, as you can see, this is on Twitter, it's on YouTube. So many people put this freaking video up. It was really, 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 really cool. Besides the fact that they're rolling around on the bathroom floor, it was pretty fucking dope. But yeah, usually after you knock the person out or the person has been choked unconscious, that's where you stop. You don't want to be punching them in the face. You don't want to be kicking them. You don't want to be doing any of that. The best thing for you to do is, now you've diffused that person, get out of that situation. You've done what you needed to. You can get away now. Anybody else that was in danger can get away now. And that's the best thing. Just get away and end it that way. I think he went a little too far, but I don't know their circumstances. I don't know their problems, and I don't know what they were fighting about in the first place. But it was a really cool video to watch a 16-year-old choke out a 34-year-old. In my eyes, I think that's great, because it really shows what jiu-jitsu was meant for. It was meant for the smaller person to be able to overcome the larger person, and it works. If you get good at it, you get your technique down, you're pretty much, I wouldn't say unstoppable, but you got a good amount of leverage on the person that you're in front of, especially if they do absolutely no training whatsoever. So that's current events. That's Talking with Topher this week, and I'm just happy to be doing it. As always, I thank everybody for subscribing, watching, commenting. And remember to subscribe. Remember to hit those alarms. Remember to comment. Share this thing. Hit those like buttons. It really helps the podcast. Remember the sponsors. That helps promote the podcast as well. Keeps it coming back every week. So go and check them out. Help support the podcast. Talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. That's TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. Put whatever you want to talk about in the subject line, and we will get that going. And don't forget to follow me on all social media. That's right. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on there every day. Go ahead and give a follow. It's a great way to get some extra content throughout the week. But that's it, and that's that. That's the podcast for this week. I'm glad you could join me. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to you later.